The Jackson County Emergency Operations Center is working around the clock right now. We're going to check back in with Newswatch 12's Brian Morton, who is joined by the director of the Emergency Operations Center. Brian, what can you tell us?
Ashley, you laid it out pretty well. The emergency management services in Jackson County working on multiple fronts, trying to help those affected by the fire, also starting the prospect of what needs to be done to move forward and rebuild. Joining us now, John Vial, the head of that department. Thanks for being with us. Tell us a little bit about where your agency is right now. Short term, what do we know about the damage levels, and what's our next step from your area?
You know, Brian, it's no surprise to anybody. This was a very significant event. Initially on, some early estimates were given that there may be up to 600 residential structures were lost. We still have preliminary numbers, but it appears now that we're just short of 2,400, about 2,350 residential buildings were destroyed as part of this event. Several were damaged, and about 75 commercial businesses. So this is a significant event that's going to require considerable time to rebuild. The County Emergency Operations Center is here to assist the cities and the county in that process. We now have a federal declaration signed by the President, and we have put in a request for what's called a Type 3 hazardous incident response team. That's the group that brings down the FEMA resources to us, and it helps us with the whole process of planning the recovery of our community, getting people back in their homes, getting people in temporary housing, and all the things associated with recovering from an event like this.
Now, obviously, this is unprecedented for our area, or perhaps many other areas. What type of information do you think the federal government can bring, and what expertise do you need to move this area forward?
We have a lot of qualified people and capable people in the county and the cities that are willing and able to serve in this event. But the bottom line is, there's many communities around the nation that have been through events larger or similar to this before, and those areas like in the South that are affected by hurricanes frequently, they know how to do this and they're good at it. So one of the biggest things we're asking for is those FEMA representatives that are familiar with this process. They've done this process before. They know how to use the federal and state resources. So we're really looking to take advantage of that. We've requested that team, and we're looking forward to them showing up.
Now, when they get here, how will you disseminate information from them, and people who need FEMA assistance, how can they get the information they need to get to those representatives from the federal government?
So up until now, the public information side of this fire was handled by the State Fire Marshal's incident management team that came down. That has now shifted, and the county will be leading that effort, and we're setting up processes on Facebook sites, and through the city sites, the county sites, where we're going to try to get information out through a variety of means, through news releases and social media sites, individual contacts, and everything that we can do to get that process started where people can contact those individuals that need assistance, and we can start that process.
Short term, what should people look for in terms of getting access to this area safely, and all other emergency services that your department can provide for them?
So, as Sheriff Sickler noted, this is still a dangerous area. There are still considerable hazards that need to be addressed, and every effort is being made to try to get people back into their homes. The challenging part is many people, as I noted earlier, 2,400 residences, those people don't have a home to go back to. And so the biggest thing that we're trying to do is get the resources down here so we can get some temporary housing available for them. Everybody talks about FEMA trailers, but there's a lot of other things that can be brought to the table as well. Vouchers for people to get apartments or stay in motel rooms. And we're looking at all those tools to try to figure out how to help the people the most.
John Vial, Jackson County Emergency Services, we appreciate your time today. Again, a lot of very difficult challenges ahead, not just for the county, but now the more than 2,400 homes that have been destroyed. Every one of those homes, a different story. Each one of those an individual disaster that needs to be somehow addressed. We'll have more on the aftermath of the Alameda fire on Newswatch 12 at 6. Reporting now live from Phoenix, Brian Morton, Newswatch 12.